So before we till, we kind of dig out around the whole perimeter of the garden so that when we do come along with a tiller, that it doesn't just spit all the dirt onto the grass. Last year we had so much snow that I didn't even get to plant my garden in my actual garden spot. It just was too wet and it didn't dry out enough, so I actually planted it in these garden boxes. But this year I figured I wanted to plant my garden in the actual garden spot, and yeah, I'll see what I plant into these garden boxes.
I'm telling you, there is just absolutely no keeping up with the weeds around here. Oh my goodness. And we even have filter cloth down there already.
So let's get tilling and get this cleaned up. Today. We tilled it yesterday and it is beautiful outside. The forecast was for rain for the rest of the week, but it's not raining. It is beautiful and sunny, so I want to get out there and I want to plant it. So follow along and see what I'm going to be planting in my garden.
Alright, so here is what I have bought so far and that I am planning to plant. I have all my stuff laid out here. I always just like to kind of get a little bit of an idea of where I want to plant everything and what I've actually got, how many rows I'm going to need and stuff like that, and also what I'm planting. Like, there is a couple of melons that are really going to be vining. The cucumbers as well vine a lot. So I just kind of like to plant everything like in the spacing that it's going to need, so that I make sure that I have my rows far enough apart and everything like that. So that is what I'm doing right now. I'm sitting in the shade because it is going to be really, really hot. I've got 4 tomato plants right now. I think I'm going to go and buy 2 more at least. I always put this stuff in the hole before I plant the tomatoes, peppers. I think that is it. The tomatoes and the peppers always get this, and it helps prevent the end rot. It works amazingly. I do that every single time. I have some jalapenos, some peppers, some sweet peppers right here, some bell peppers right there. Got a whole bunch of onions that I'm wanting to plant. And then I've got a packet of zucchini. I want to plant some garlic. I have never done that before. I want to try that. I have a couple of green beans. I also bought an asparagus plant, and I'm also going to try to just plant the seeds. I know it did say to start them indoors, but obviously I didn't get around to doing that. So I have a bunch of different lettuce. I want to try to plant them in succession this year so that I'm actually going to have lettuce for longer than just the first planting. I tried some snow pod peas. I'm very excited about them. I'm hoping they're going to turn out well and that they're going to be good. I have some carrots. When I plant a lot of those, I didn't get any last year. None of mine came up. It was not a year for carrots last year. I got a bunch of cucumbers. These are my absolute favorite. They are the Cool Breeze. I have planted these for years and years. They are small and they kind of look like this, but I have not once in all the years I've planted them, I have never had a bitter cucumber. So that is a definite go-to for me every single time. And then I just have a little bit of parsley and dill. So that is what I'm going to be planting right now. I also do have some corn seed. I'll see if I'm going to get around to planting those or not. But yeah, I am excited to get this started.
I always use a garden tool to make my rows, and I will string a line to get them straight. I like to be able to fit my tiller in between each row. Do for the seeds is I make a little bit of a hole for them to be in so that when I put down the soaker hoses, the water gathers near where the seed is. And I just put it in with the tip side up, gently cover it and pat it down a little bit, and there you go. So you can see like I have a little bit of a mound around it to keep the water in. So the first row is done. Those 3 sticks right there are 3 zucchini plants, and then I have a stick each kind of onion. So in each hole, I just sprinkle in a little bit of this talc of tomatoes, and I usually pluck off the bottom 2 leaves of the tomato plant, and then I stick it in the dirt almost till the then bottom leaves, just to give it a little more stability, and the roots actually come out where I pluck the leaves off of, so it really is beneficial for the plant. It was so hot. I decided to take a little bit of a break, so I went inside and did some of my work, and now it's kind of cloudy, so I figured I'd quickly run out and see if I can maybe finish up some of my planting, because it was just way too hot for the plants and everything before. So here goes.
got my Cool Breeze cucumber seeds, and a tip that I never knew but I have learned in the last number of years is that you actually want to place 3 to 4 seeds into one hole. It just really helps them to germinate. I'm going to place 4 into that one. Oh, it is a hot one. So I did take a little break before, but I'm out here again because it is a little overcast and it is thundering. So I really need to book it to get it done. But I did change up my garden plan a little bit. It didn't quite fit the way that I had hoped to. So I'm hoping I'm gonna remember where I put it. I'm gonna take a video yet and say where I put it all so I actually remember. I did put 2 different cucumbers in one row, so I really want to remember. Yeah, I did 5 holes of Cool Breeze, and then I did only 2 holes with 4 seeds each in every hole of the, let's see here, of the Wisconsin SMR 58 cucumber. That's this one here. So I did only 2 holes of that one. So I think at the end of that row, I don't remember what I was going to do, but I think I'm going to do my parsley and my dill there because it's a taller thing. It's not going to vine as much. I think that's what I'm going to be doing. So I got to get moving. Rain is coming. Alright, so the garden is done. So first up in the very first row, I have my onions, a whole lot of double planted onions. And then at the end of that row, I have 3 zucchini plants, and I think I put 2 seeds in each. So yeah, if those are going to be growing, I'm going to have a lot of zucchini. And then in the second row there, I have 4 existing Roma tomato plants, and I left holes for 2 more. And then I have 6 jalapeno and 6 green peppers. I gotta make it 6. I have a double row of carrots right here, right behind the tomatoes, and then that's 2 kinds of carrots. And then in the third section, I have my snow peas. And then I have a section of beans, green beans, and then I have my other sweet pepper plants. My fourth row behind the carrots, I planted cucumbers. I did 5 holes of Cool Breeze, 2 of the new brand, and then at the end of that one I did parsley, and then in the very last row I did my existing lettuce, and then I did lettuce plants up to my asparagus, and then I did my 1 asparagus plant, and then a bunch of seeds, and then I did all my garlic, and then at the end of that one I did my honeydew, and then my cantaloupe. So that is my garden.
Please like and subscribe and come back next week to see how my garden is doing. Be blessed.